After a 2-week break, I'm finally back at Ferrari Maserati of Long Island. So let's go check out the new cars in stock. Parked outside, we've got a Ferrari Portofino with a white roof and a 488 Pista Spider. What you'll notice about this Pista is that it has an abundance of carbon fiber options, the most expensive one being the carbon fiber wheels, which I believe cost around $40,000 for the set of 4, and these are from the factory. So when you spec out your Pista, you can choose to have these mega expensive carbon fiber wheels. They're beautiful, but a lot of owners worry about curbing these wheels, which would be a very costly accident, so that's why most people don't opt for these wheels. You'll find more carbon fiber at the front, and even on the mirrors, but this is not a factory option. I believe these are actually Novatec carbon fiber mirrors. This Pista Spider originally had the traditional yellow Scuderia shields, but the owner opted for the carbon fiber ones after he took delivery of the car. So now you'll find the carbon fiber ones on this car. And taking a look at the back, you've got more Novatec goodies around the taillights. And what's factory at the back here is the carbon fiber rear diffuser, as well as the carbon fiber here running from taillight to taillight. More carbon in here and here for the side air intake. On the rear deck lid, you've got the Ferrari badge and an Italian flag badge, which is a factory option. And this car has a black roof, which I think looks cool. I just noticed the fuel cap is made of carbon fiber, so that's another Novatec part on this car. Lastly, you've got carbon fiber side skirts, a factory option, and darkened reflectors. I absolutely love what the owner did with the interior. You'll see on the top of the steering wheel there, you've got an Italian flag, which looks awesome, and you also have an Italian flag seat stripe running down the middle of both seats with red Alcantara and black Alcantara. Even though I'm not a big fan of aftermarket parts, I am happy to see that the owner customized this Pista to their liking. It definitely looks unique and it stands out amongst the other Pistas. As always, I want to know what you guys think about this car. Do you think it looks great, or do you think the owner went overboard with the Novatec parts? I just walked inside the detailing building and discovered 2 Blu TDF Ferraris, a 458 Speciale and an 812 GTS. All I have to say is wow. These cars are stunning. I love this color so insanely much, and seeing it on not one but 2 Ferraris parked side by side is really cool. Not only are they both painted in the same color, but they also both have yellow interior accents. Taking a look at this Speciale's interior, you've got black Alcantara with yellow stitching and yellow mesh in the center of the seat. You also have yellow seat belts and yellow dreamlines on the paddle shifters. You've got more black Alcantara on the dashboard and completely exposed carbon fiber door panels, because this is the track-focused version of the 458 Italia. And a neat feature that I just noticed are the yellow outlines of the 3 buttons on the center bridge. The top button is for reverse, the middle button is for automatic, and the bottom button is Partenza Sportiva, which translates to sport departure, so that's basically your launch control button. And aside from the carbon fiber door panels, you've got carbon fiber on the steering wheel, on the top there with LED shift lights, as well as on the bottom here and on the instrument cluster. And just like its successor, the 488 Pista, you've got tons of exposed carbon fiber in the engine bay. We're looking at a 4.5 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine that produces 597 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty impressive for a naturally aspirated engine. Of course, it's the same engine found in the Speciale Aperta. The Aperta is the convertible version of the Speciale Coupe, so they both make the same amount of horsepower and torque, but the difference is the retractable convertible hardtop and the fact that the Aperta is limited to 499 units worldwide. Before this car came out, it was expected that it would look very aggressive and track focused, but who knew it would look this good? At the back of the car, you've got expansive meshwork that spans from taillight to taillight, as well as a very aggressive looking rear diffuser and exposed carbon fiber. The exhaust setup on the Speciale is different from that of the Italia. On the Italia, you had 3 exhaust pipes down here, all in a row, and now you've got 2 exhaust pipes that are set further apart. With any car, I love looking at the aerodynamics and how it produces downforce. So taking a look at the Speciale, air comes in at the front as well as over there next to the headlights and goes through the front bumper of the car, comes out of these outlets, goes up and over the car while it pushes down on the car to create downforce. And then it goes over the roof and into here, as well as on the other side there, and out of the back of the car. This air inlet and the fender louvers actually work together to create downforce. So the air enters by the inlets, passes under the headlights, and comes out of the louver on top of the wheel arch, and as it comes out from that opening, it creates downforce. Behind the door, you have somewhat of a hidden air intake, and the air that comes through there gets channeled into the engine bay to help cool down the engine. So the last thing I want to take a look at on this car is the rear spoiler. So as you can see, it kind of swoops up a little bit, and that's to create downforce, and that helps keep this car glued to the road. I could stare at this car all day long, especially since it's in an amazing spec, blue with yellow stripes. Definitely not a spec you see every day. In fact, I've never seen a Speciale in a spec like this. I feel like I always see them in boring colors like white or black or gray or silver, stuff like that. So it's very exciting to see one in blue. Now let's switch gears and take a look at the 812 GTS. Unlike the Speciale, which has a lot of exposed carbon fiber on the outside and inside of the car, the 812 GTS barely has any carbon fiber. As you can see in the front here, there's none. Not even down here. It doesn't have carbon fiber on the side skirts either, nor does it have it on the rear diffuser. But you know what? That's okay. Not every supercar has to be decked out in carbon fiber, especially not this one, because this isn't even the track-focused variant of the 812 Superfast. It's just the convertible version. So I understand why the owner opted to not have carbon fiber on the exterior, whereas something like the Speciale kind of needs carbon fiber to give it that extra aggressive look. Just like it does in the coupe, the 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 engine produces 789 horsepower. That's almost 200 horsepower more than what you get in the 458 Speciale, so I think it goes without saying the 812 GTS is a beast. What's always set apart the front mid-engined V12 supercars from Ferrari is the front bumper. As you can see, there's tons of mesh, a huge air intake essentially, and on the Speciale, you don't have that much mesh. You've got it on the left, the right, a little bit in the middle with some flaps to direct air through the car, but definitely not as much as you have here. Similar to the Speciale though, you've got these air inlets next to the headlights. What works in tandem with these air inlets are these air vents. So air comes in through these air inlets, through the car, and comes out of these vents and pushes down on the top of the car, goes over the roof, and creates downforce. The air also travels along the side of the car, so you can see this line. It's kind of faint, but it directs air along the side and to the back of the car. The windows aren't down, so we can't completely see the interior, but we can see it good from here. It looks like it has gray leather with yellow accents on the dashboard, the doors, and the seats. You've also got carbon fiber on the steering wheel there, with yellow dreamlines on the paddle shifters, just like in the Speciale. The back of the 812 GTS features 2 buttresses for structural rigidity, since this is a convertible, and you've also got a tonneau cover to store the convertible hardtop. Just like the Speciale, you've got that rear spoiler that swoops up a little bit to create downforce. My next question for you guys is, do you prefer V12 Ferraris or V8 Ferraris? At the back of the room, we've got a 612 Scaglietti and a 599 GTB. These 2 cars couldn't be more different from each other. We've got the 670 horsepower Porsche Taycan Turbo and the 789 horsepower Ferrari 812 GTS.
Michael's car.
This F8 Tributo is stunning. It's painted in a solid blue color called Blu Pozzi, which is very dark, and sometimes it's so dark I mistake it for black. You've got the Lexan engine cover with the louvers, reminiscent of the one on the Ferrari F40. You've got your 3.9 liter twin turbo V8 that produces 711 horsepower. It's the same engine and power output as that of the 488 Pista. Just like the white Pista Spider we saw earlier, this F8 has the Italian flag badge on the back, and this is actually carbon fiber, which is a really nice touch. And it has a red leather interior, and there's even red leather on the steering wheel with carbon fiber, of course. So that was my visit to Ferrari Maserati of Long Island. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.